Father in heaven, I pray through washing and make it wisdom in Jesus' name, amen. Leviticus 21. And the Lord said unto Moses, Speak unto the priests, the sons of Aaron, and say unto them, there shall none be defiled for the dead among his people, but for his kin that is near unto him, that is for his mother, and for his father, and for his son, and for his daughter, and for his brother, and for his sister, a virgin, that is nigh unto him, which hath no husband, which hath no husband for her, may he be defiled, that he shall not defile himself. Being a chief man among his people, to refrain himself, they shall not make baldness upon their head, neither shall they shave off the corner of the beard, nor make any cuttings in their flesh, they should be holy unto their God, and not profane the name of their God, for the offerings of the Lord may be fire, and the bread of their God they do offer, therefore they should be holy, they should not take a wife that is a whore or profane, and neither should take a woman put away from her husband. For he is holy unto his God, thou shalt sanctify him therefore, for he offereth the bread of thy God, he shall be holy unto thee, for I the Lord, which sanctify you, am holy, and the daughter of any priest. If she profane herself by playing the whore, she profaneth her father, she should be burnt to the fire, and he that is the high priest among his brethren, upon whose head the anointing oil was poured, and is consecrated on the garments, shall not uncover his head, nor rend his clothes, neither shall he go into any dead body, but find himself for his father or for his mother. Neither shall he go out of the sanctuary and refrain the sanctuary of his God, for the crown of the anointing oil of his God is upon him. I am the Lord, and he should take a wife in virginity, a widow or a divorced woman, or a profane or a harlot. That shall these shall he not take. But he should take a virgin of his own people to wife, and neither should he profane his seed among his people. For I, the Lord, do sanctify him. And the Lord spake to Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron, saying, Whosoever he be of thy seed in the generations that hath not any blemish, and hath not approach to offer the bread of his God, for whatsoever man he be that hath a blemish, he shall not approach a blind man or a lame, or he that hath a flat nose or anything superfluous, or a man that is broken-footed or broken back or broken-handed, or crook-backed, or a dwarf, or that hath a blemish in his eye, or be a scurvy, or be scurvy, or scabbed, or hath his stones broken. No man that hath a blemish of the seed of Aaron the priest shall come nigh to offer the offerings of the Lord made by fire. He hath a blemish, he shall not come nigh to offer the bread of his God. He shall eat the bread of his God, both of the most holy and the holy, and he shall not go in unto the veil, nor come nigh unto the altar, because he hath a blemish, that he profane not my sanctuary, for I, the Lord, do sanctify them. And Moses told it unto Aaron and to his sons, and unto all the children of Israel. Leviticus 20. The Lord spake to Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron and his sons, that they separate themselves from the holy things of the children of Israel, and they profane not my holy name. In those things which they hallow unto me, I am the Lord, say unto them, Whosoever be of all your seed among your generations, they go unto the holy things which the children of Israel hallow unto the Lord, having his uncleanness upon him. That soul should cut off from my presence. I am the Lord. What man soever of the seed of Aaron is the leper, whether on the issue, he shall not eat of the holy things until they be clean, and whoso touches anything that is unclean by the dead, or a man whose seed goeth from him, or whoso touches any creepy thing, whereby he may be made unclean, or a man of whom he may take uncleanness, whatsoever uncleanness he hath, the soul which he hath touched, any such shall be unclean. Until even shall not eat of the holy things unless he washes flesh with water. Unless he washes flesh with water, and when the sun is down, he should be clean, and shall afterward eat of the holy things, because it is his food, that which doth of itself or is torn with beasts, so he shall not eat to defile himself therewith. And the Lord, they shall therefore keep mine ordinance, lest they bear sin for it, and I therefore, if they repent it, I the Lord do sanctify them. There shall no stranger eat of the holy thing, a sojourner of the priest, or an hired servant, shall not eat of any of the holy thing. But if the priest buy any soul with his money, he shall not eat of it, and he that is born in his house, they shall eat of his meat. If the priest's daughter also be married unto a stranger, that she may not eat of an offering of the holy things. But if the priest's daughter be a widow or divorced, and have no child, and is returned to her father's house, as in the youth, she shall eat of her father's meat, but there shall no stranger eat thereof. And if a man eat of the holy thing unwittingly, then he shall put the fifth part thereof unto it, and shall give it unto the priest over the holy thing, and they shall not profane the holy things of the children of Israel, which they offer unto the Lord, or suffer them to bear the iniquity of trespass. When they eat the holy things, our Father Lord is sanctified. The Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speaking to Aaron and to his sons, and unto all the children of Israel, and say unto them, also, whatsoever he be of the house of Israel, or the strangers in Israel, that will offer his oblation for all his vows, and for all his free offerings, which they will offer unto the Lord for a burnt offering, you shall offer to your own will. Remember the blemish of the beeves of the sheep or of the goats, whatsoever hath a blemish, that shall not offer, for it shall not be acceptable for you. And whosoever offereth a sacrifice of peace offerings unto the Lord, to accomplish his vow, or a free offering in beeves or sheep, it shall be perfect to be accepted, there shall be no blemish therein. Blind or broken or maimed, or having a wen or scurvy or scatter, you shall not offer these unto the Lord, and not make an offering by fire of them upon the altar unto the Lord, either the blood or lamb that hath anything superfluous or lacking his parts. Thou mayest offer for a room free offering, and for a vow, it shall not be accepted. You shall offer unto the Lord that which is bruised or crushed or broken or cut, neither shall you make any offering thereof in your land, neither from a stranger's hand shall you offer the bread of your God of any of these, because their corruption is in them. And blemishes be in them, they shall not be accepted of you. The Lord spake unto Moses, saying, When a blood of a sheep or a goat is brought forth, then it shall be 7 days unto the dam, and for them on the 8th day And thenceforth it should be accepted for an offering made by fire unto the Lord, and whether it be a cow or you shall not kill it, and her young both in one day. And when you offer a sacrifice of thanksgiving unto the Lord, offer it at your own will. On the same day it should be eaten up, but you shall leave none of it unto tomorrow. And the Lord, therefore, should you keep my commandments and do them unto the Lord, neither shall you profane my holy name, but I'll be hallowed among the children of Israel and the Lord, which hallow you, that brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God and the Lord. Leviticus 23. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, saying unto them concerning the feast of the Lord, which you should proclaim to be holy convocations. Even these are my feasts. 6 days that shall work be done, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest, and holy convocation you should do no work therein. This is the Sabbath of the Lord. Your dwellings, these are the feast of the Lord, even holy convocations, which you should proclaim in the seasons. In the 14th day of the first month, that even as the Lord's Passover, and the 15th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread unto the Lord. 7 days you must eat unleavened bread, and the first day you shall have an holy convocation. You should do no set work therein, but you should offer an offering over fire unto the Lord. 7 days and 7 days in holy convocation. You should do no set work therein. And the Lord has spoken to Moses, saying, speaking to the children of Israel, and saying unto them, when you come into the land which I give unto you, and shall reap at the harvest thereof, then shall bring a sheaf of the first fruits of your harvest into the priest. And you shall wave the sheaf for the Lord to be accepted for you on the morrow after the Sabbath. The priest shall wave it, and you shall offer that day. When you wave the sheaf and he lamb without blemish of the first year for a burnt offering unto the Lord, and the meat offerings thereof should be 2 tenths of 5 flat mingled with oil, and offering over fire unto the Lord for sweet savour, and the drink offering thereof should be a wine of the 4th part of a hin. You shall eat neither bread nor parched corn nor green ears until the subsequent day that you have brought an offering unto God. It should be a statute for you forever throughout your generations to your dwellings, and you should count unto you from the morrow after the Sabbath, from the day that you brought the sheaf of the wave offering. The 7th Sabbath Sabbath shall be complete. Even unto the morrow after the 7th Sabbath shall ye number 50 days, and you shall offer a new meat offering unto the Lord. You shall bring out to your habitations 2 wave loaves of 2 tenths. They should be a 5 flat. They should be broken with leaven. They are the first fruits unto the Lord, and you shall offer with the bread 7 lambs without blemish of the first year, and 1 young bullock and 2 rams. They should be for a burnt offering unto the Lord, with a meat offering and the drink offerings, and even offering over fire of a sweet savour unto the Lord. Then you shall sacrifice 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, and 2 lambs of the first year for a sacrifice of peace offerings, and the priest shall wave them with the bread of the first fruits for a wave offering. For the Lord, with the 2 lambs, that should be holy to the Lord for the priest, and you shall proclaim it until some day that it may be a holy convocation unto you. You shall do no serve work therein. It should be a statute forever in all your dwellings throughout your generations. So when you reap the harvest of your land, then thou shalt not make clean riddance of the corners of thy field. When thou reapest, neither shalt thou gather any cleaning of the harvest. Thou shalt lead them unto the poor, unto the stranger, and the Lord your God. And the Lord spake to Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, the 7th month, on the first day of the month, shall you have a Sabbath. The royal blowing trumpets, and your convocation, you should also work therein, but you shall offer an offering over fire unto the Lord. And the Lord has spoken to Moses, saying, also on the 10th day of the 7th month, there should be a day of atonement. It should be a holy convocation unto you, and you shall afflict yourselves and offer an offering over fire unto the Lord, and you shall do no work in the same day. For it is a day of atonement to make an atonement for you before the Lord your God. Whatsoever soul it be that shall not be afflicted in that same day, he shall cut off from his people, and whatsoever soul it be that doeth any work in the same day, the same soul will stir from among his people. You shall do no manner of work. It shall be given for a statute forever throughout your generations to your dwellings. It shall be unto you a Sabbath rest. You shall afflict your souls in the 9th day of the month, that even from even unto even shall you celebrate your Sabbath. And the Lord spake to Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, the 15th day of the 7th month shall be the Feast of Tabernacles for 7 days unto the Lord. On the 1st day shall be a holy convocation. You should serve work therein. 7 days you shall offer an offering over fire unto the Lord. On the 8th day you shall be in a holy convocation unto you, and you shall offer an offering over fire unto the Lord. It is a solemn assembly, and you shall do no serve work therein. These are the feasts of the Lord, which you should proclaim to be holy convocations, to offer an offering over fire unto the Lord, a burnt offering, meat offering, a sacrifice and a drink offerings, everything upon his day, beside the Sabbaths of the Lord, and beside your gifts, and beside your vows, and beside your free offerings, which you give unto the Lord, also on the 15th day of the 7th month. When you have gathered in the fruits of the land, you shall keep a feast unto the Lord 7 days, and the first day shall be Sabbath, and the 8th day shall be Sabbath, and you shall take on you on the first day the boughs of goodly trees, branches of palm trees, and the boughs of fig trees, willows of the brook, and you shall rejoice for the Lord your God 7 days, and you shall keep it a feast unto the Lord 7 days in the year. It shall be a statute forever in your generation, so you shall celebrate it in the 7th month. You shall dwell in booths 7 days. All that Israelites born should dwell in booths, that your generations may know that I made children of Israel to dwell in booths when I brought them out of the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God. And Moses declared unto the children of Israel the feast of the Lord. Leviticus 24, the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, command the children of Israel that they bring unto thee pure olive, beaten for light, to cause the lamps to burn continually without the veil of the testimony in the tabernacle of the congregation. Shall Aaron order it from the evening unto the morning for the Lord continually. It shall be a statute for every generation. He shall order the lamps upon the pure candlestick before the Lord continually, and thou shalt take 5 flour and bake 12 cakes thereof, 2 tenth fields. There shall be 1 cake, and thou shalt set them in 2 rows, 6 in a row, upon the pure table for the Lord, and thou shalt put pure frankincense upon his row. There may be on the bread for tomorrow, even offering over fire unto the Lord. Every Sabbath you shall set it in order for the Lord continually, being taken from the children of Israel, and blessing covenant, and it shall be Aaron's and his sons, and they shall eat it and place for his most holy unto him with the offerings of the Lord made by fire, by perpetual statute. And the son of an Israelitish woman, whose father was Egyptian, who went out among the children of Israel, the son of the Israelitish woman, a man of Israel, strove together in the camp. The Israelitish woman's son blasphemed the name of the Lord and cursed, and they brought him unto Moses, and his mother's name was Shelomith, the daughter of Dibri, the tribe of Dan. They put him in order that the might of the Lord might be showed him. The Lord has spoken to Moses, saying, bring forth him that hath the curse of the camp, and let all that heard him lay their hands upon his head, and let all the congregation stone him. And thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel, saying, whosoever curseth his God shall bear his sin, and he that blasphemeth the name of the Lord, he shall surely put to death, and all the congregation shall certainly stone him as well as the stranger. The seed that's born of the land, when he blasphemeth the name of the Lord, shall be put to death, and he that killeth any man shall surely be put to death, and he that killeth a beast shall make it good, beast to beast. And if a man cause a blemish in his neighbour, as he hath done, so shall be done to him, breach for breach, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, as he hath caused a blemish in a man, so shall be done unto him again, and he that killeth the beast, he shall restore it. And he that killeth man, he shall be put to death, he shall have one manner of floor, as well for the strangers, one as for one of your own country. From the Lord your God, and Moses spake to the children of Israel, they should bring forth him that had cursed down to the camp, and bring forth him that had cursed down to the camp, and stone him with stones, and the children of Israel did as the Lord commanded Moses. Leviticus 24, the Lord spake unto Moses and Mount Sinai, saying, speaking unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, when you come into the land which I give you, then shall the land keep a Sabbath unto the Lord. 6 days thou shalt sow thy field, and 6 years thou shalt put in the vineyard and gather in the fruit thereof, but in the 7th year shall be a Sabbath of rest unto the land, a Sabbath of the Lord. Thou shalt neither sow thy field nor put in thy vineyard. That which groweth with stone accord thy harvest, thou shalt not reap, and neither gather the grapes of thy vineyard, thy vine and rest. For it is a year of rest unto the land, and Sabbath of the land shall be meat for you, for thee, and for thy servant, for thy maid, and for thy head servant, and for the stranger that sojourneth with thee. And for the cattle, and for the beasts that are in the land, shall increase thereof be meat, and thou shalt number 7 Sabbaths of the years unto thee, 7 times 7 years, and space of 7 Sabbaths of the years, shall be unto thee 49 years. Then shalt thou cause the trumpet of Jubilee to sound the 10th year, the 7th month, and the day of atonement shall make the trumpet sound throughout your land, and shall hallow the 50th year. And proclaim liberty throughout the land unto all the inhabitants thereof. It shall be a jubilee unto you, and you shall return every man unto his possession, and you shall return every man unto his family. The jubilee shall the 50th year be unto you. You shall not sow neither reap that which groweth itself in it, nor gather the grapes in it till thy vine dress. For it is a jubilee, it shall be holy unto you. You shall eat and increase thereof out of the field, and in the year of the jubilee you shall return every man unto his possession. If thou sow aught unto thy neighbour, or buyest aught of thy neighbour's husband, you shall not oppress any one another. According to the number of years after the jubilee, thou shalt buy thy neighbour, and according to the number of years of the fruit, he shall sell unto thee. According to the multitude of years, thou shalt increase the price thereof. According to the fewness of years, thou shalt diminish the price of it. For according to the number of years of the fruits, doth he sell unto thee. You shall not therefore oppress one another, but thou shalt fear the God, for the Lord your God. Wherefore ye shall do my statutes, and give my judgments unto them, and you shall dwell on the land in safety. And in the land shall you eat the fruit, and you shall eat your fill and dwell therein in safety. And if you shall say, what shall we eat at the 7th year? Behold, we shall not sow. We gather our increase, then I'll command thy blessing upon you in the 6th year, and it shall bring forth fruit for 3 years, and you shall sow the 8th year. And eat yet of old fruit unto the 9th year, until the fruits come in, you shall eat of the old store. The land shall not be sold forever. The land is mine for your strangers and sojourners from me, and all the land of your possession, and you should grant a redemption for the land. If thy brother be waxen poor, and hath thou sold away some of his possession, if any of his kin come to redeem it, then shall he redeem that which his brother sold. And if the man have none to redeem it, and himself be able to redeem it, then let him account the use of the sale thereof, and restore the overplus unto the man to whom he sold it, that he may return it to his possession. But if he be not able to restore it to him, then that which is sold shall remain in the hand of him that hath bought it, until the year jubilee. And in the jubilee shall go out, and he shall return unto his possession. And if the man has a dwelling house in a walled city, then he may redeem it within a whole year after it is sold. Without a full year, may he redeem it. And if it be not redeemed within the space of a full year, then the house that is in the walled city should be established forever to him that bought it throughout his generations. It shall not go out in the jubilee with the houses of the villages which have no wall round about them, shall be counted as the fields of the country. They are redeemed, and they shall go out in the jubilee, notwithstanding the cities of the Levites and the houses of the cities of their possession, may the Levites are redeemed at any time. And if a man purchase the Levites, then the house that was sold in the city of his possession should go out in the year of the jubilee for the houses of the cities of the Levites of their possession among the children of Israel, the field of the suburbs of their cities. And it was sold for his perpetual possession. And if thy brother be waxen poor, and fall into decay with thee, then thou shalt relieve him, yea, though he be a stranger or a sojourner, that he may live with thee. Take down your usury of him or increase, before thy God, that thy brother may live with thee. Thou shalt not give him thy money upon usury, nor lend him thy victuals for increase. I am the Lord your God, which brought you forth out of the land of Egypt to give you the land of Canaan to be your God. And if thy brother be that dwelleth by thee, be waxen poor, and be sold unto thee, thou shalt not compel him to serve as a bondservant, but as a hireservant, as a sojourner, he shall be with thee, and shall serve thee unto the jubilee, and then shall depart from thee, and both he that shall with him, and thou shalt return unto his own family, and unto the possession of his father shall return, for they are my servants, so shall brought forth out of the land of Egypt. They shall not be sold as bondmen, thou shalt not roll of him with rigor, but shalt fear the God, but thy bondmen and thy bondmaids, which thou shalt have, shall be of the heathen that are round about you, of them shall you buy bondmen and bondmaids. Wherever the children of the strangers that are sojourn among you, of them shall you buy, and of their families that are with you, which they begat in your land, and they shall be in possession. You shall take them as inheritance. The children after you to inherit them for possession, they shall be your bondmen forever. But of your brethren, the children of Israel, you shall not rule one over another with rigor. And if a sojourner or a stranger wax rich by thee, and the brother that dwelleth by him wax poor, and sell himself unto the strangers or sojourner by thee, unto the stranger or sojourner by thee, or to the stock of the stranger's family, after the assault, he may redeem again one of his brethren, may redeem him, either his uncle or his uncle's son, may redeem him, or any that is nigh of kin unto him of his family, may redeem him. Or if he be able, he may redeem himself, and he shall reckon with him that bought him from the year that he was sold to him unto the jubilee, and the price of the sale shall be according unto the number of years, according to the time of an high servant. Shall it be with him if there be yet many years behind, according unto them, he shall give again the price of redemption after the money that was bought for. If there remain but a few years unto the jubilee, then shall count with him, and according unto his years shall he give him again the price of redemption, as a yearly high servant shall he be with him. And the other shall not rule with rigor over him in thy sight, and if you be redeemed in these years, then he shall go out in the jubilee with thee and his children with him. For unto me, the children of Israel are servants, they're my servants, whom I brought forth out of the land of Egypt, I am the Lord your God. Leviticus 26. You shall make you no idols, nor grave an image, nor neither re up a standing image, and neither shall you set up an image, any image. The stony land to bow down unto it, I am the Lord your God. You shall keep my Sabbaths and reverence my sanctuary. I am the Lord. If you walk in my statutes and keep my commandments and do them, then I'll give you rain in due season. And none shall yield to increase in the trees of the field, shall yield their fruit, and your threshing shall reach unto the vintage, and then shall reach unto the sowing time, and you shall eat and you shall eat your bread out of the full, and dwell in your land safely, and I'll give peace in the land, and you shall lie down, and none shall make you afraid, and I'll rid evil beasts out of the land, and neither shall the sword go through your land, and you shall chase your enemies, and they shall fall before you by the sword. 5 of you shall chase 100, and 100 of you shall put 10,000 to flight, and your enemies shall fall before you by the sword. Take thou no usury of him, or increase for thy God, that thy brother may live with thee. Leviticus 26, 36. Take thou no 25, 36. Take thou no usury of him, or increase for thy God, that thy brother may live with thee. Thou shalt not give him thy money upon usury, nor lend him thy victuals for increase. Thou shalt not give him thy money upon usury, nor lend him thy victuals for increase. I am the Lord your God, which brought you forth out of the land of Egypt, to give you the land of Canaan, and to be your God. And if the brother that dwelleth by thee be waxen poor, be sold unto thee, thou shalt not go to serve as a bondservant, but as a high servant, and as a sojourner he shall be with thee, and thou shalt serve thee unto the year of Jubilee, and then shall he depart from thee, both he and his children with him, and he shall return unto his own family, and unto the possession of his family. The fathers shall he return, for they are my servants, which they brought forth out of the land of Egypt. They shall not be sold as bondmen. Thou shalt not run from rigor, but thou shalt fear the God. Both thy bondmen and the bondmaids which thou shalt have shall be of the heathen that are round about you. Of them shall you buy bondmen and bondmaids. And moreover, the children of the strangers that sojourn among you, of them shall you buy, and of their families that are with you, which they begat in your land, and they shall be your possession, and you shall take them as inheritance to your children after you inherit them for a possession, and they shall be your bondmen forever. But of your brethren, the children of Israel shall not rule one over another with rigor, and the sojourn of a stranger wax rich by thee, and the brother that dwelleth by him wax poor, and still himself under the stranger sojourn by thee, or the stock of the stranger's family after his sword he may redeem again, one of his brethren may redeem him, either his uncle or his uncle's son may redeem, or any of his nigh of kin unto him of his family may redeem him, or if he be able, he may redeem himself, and he shall reckon with him that bought him from the year that he was sold to him unto the Jubilee, and the price of the sale shall be according unto the number of years, according unto the time of an hired servant shall it be with him. If there be yet many years behind, according unto them, he shall give again the price of redemption out of the money that was bought for it, and if there remain but a few years unto the year of Jubilee, then she count with him, and according unto his years shall he give him again the price of redemption, and as the yearly hired servant shall he be with him, and shall he be with him, and the other shall not rule with rigor over him in thy sight, and if he be not redeemed in those years, then he shall go out in the year of Jubilee, both he and his children with him. For unto me, the children of Israel are servants, they are my servants, whom I brought forth out of the land of Egypt, unto the Lord your God, Leviticus 26. You shall make you no idols nor graven image, and neither really up the image, neither shall you set up. And you shall turn your land to bow down unto it, from the Lord your God, you shall keep my Sabbaths in the rooms, and sanctuary of the Lord, if you walk in my statutes, and keep my commandments and do them, then I'll give you rain, due season, the land shall yield her increase, and the trees of the field shall yield the fruit. And your threshing shall reach unto the vintage, and the vintage shall reach unto the same time. You shall eat bread to the full, and dwell in your land safely, and I'll give peace to the land, and you shall lie down, and none shall make you afraid. And not evil beast out of the land, and neither shall the sword go through the land, and neither shall the sword go through the land. You shall chase the enemies, and they shall fall before you by the sword. And 5 of you shall chase 100, and 100 of you shall put 10,000 to flight. Your enemies shall fall before you by the sword. For I have respect unto you, and make you fruitful, and multiply, and establish my covenant with you, and you shall eat all the store. I bring forth the oil because of the new, and I'll set my time among you, and my soul shall not oppose you, and I'll walk among you, and I will be your God, and you shall be my people. I am the Lord your God, which brought you forth out of the land of Egypt. You shall not be the woman, and I have broken the bands of your yoke, and made you go upright. But if you will not hearken unto me, and I will not do all these commandments, and if you shall despise my statutes, or if your soul abhor my judgments, so that you will not do my commandments, but that you break my covenant. I also will do this unto you. I'll even appoint over you terror, consumption of the burning ague that shall consume you, that shall consume the ice, and cause a sorrow of heart, and you shall sow your seed in vain. Your enemies shall eat it, and I'll set my face against you, and you shall be slain because of before your enemies. They either hate you or shall reign of you, and you shall flee. When I pursue you, and if you're not yet for all this hearken unto me, then I'll punish you 7 times more for your sins, and I'll break the bind of your power. And I'll make your heaven a sign, and your earth as grass, and your strength shall be spent in vain. If your land shall not yield her increase, and neither shall the trees of the land yield their fruits. And if you walk contrary unto me, and will not hearken unto me, I'll bring 7 times more plagues upon you according to your seeds, to your sins. I will also send wild beasts among you, which shall rob you of your children, and destroy your cattle, and make you few in number, and your highways shall be desolate. And if you're not to be reformed by these things, will contrary unto me, then I will also walk contrary unto you, and it will punish you. I will punish you yet 7 times for your sins. And I bring a sword upon you that shall avenge the quarter of my covenant. And when you are gathered together within your cities, I will send a pestilence among you, and you shall be redeemed into the hand of the enemy. And when I break the staff of your bread, 10 women shall bake your bread on one oven, and they shall deliver you your bread again by weight, and you shall eat and not be satisfied. If you not for this hearken unto me, you will walk contrary unto me, then I will walk contrary unto you also in fury. And I shall silence you 7 times for your sins, and you shall eat the flesh of your daughters, of your sons, and the flesh of your daughters shall eat. And I'll destroy your high places, and cut down your images, and cast your carcasses upon the carcasses of your idols. And my sword shall abhor you, and I'll make your cities, and I'll make your cities waste, and bring the sanctuaries unto desolation, and I'll smell of the savory of your sweet odors, and bring the land into desolation. Your enemies which dwell therein shall be astonished at it. And I'll scatter you among the heathen, or draw out a sword after your land shall be desolate, and your cities wasted. Then shall land enjoy Sabbath, as long as it lieth desolate. And you be in your enemy's land, even then shall land rest and enjoy Sabbath, as long as it lieth desolate, it shall rest, because it didn't rest in your Sabbath when you dwelt upon it. And upon them that left alive of you, I'll send a faintness into their hearts, in the land of their enemies, and of the sound of a shaken leaf shall chase them. And they shall flee as they're fleeing from a sword, and they shall fall when none pursueth, and they shall fall one upon another as it were before a sword, when none pursueth, and you shall have no power to stand for your enemies, and you shall perish among the heathen. And the land of your enemies shall eat you up. And they that left of you shall pine away in their iniquity in their enemies' lands, and also in the iniquity of their fathers. Their fathers shall they pine away with them. If they should confess their iniquity and the iniquity of their fathers with their trespass, which is trespass against me, and that also they are also contrary to me. And that I also have also contrary unto them. and that I also have war contract to them, and have brought them into the land of their enemies. If then the circumstances be humble, and they then accept the punishment of iniquity, then I will remember my covenant with Jacob, also my covenant with Isaac, and also my covenant with Abraham. Will remember the land also should be left to them, and it should enjoy its house while she lieth desolate without them, and they shall accept the punishment of their iniquity, because even because they despise my judgments, because they stole upon my statutes. And yet for that, when they be in the land of their enemies, I will not cast them away, neither will I behold them, destroy them utterly, and break my covenant with them, for I am the Lord their God. For I am the Lord their God, but after their sakes remember the covenant of their ancestors, whom I brought forth out of the land of Egypt from the side of the heathen, that I might be their God. I am the Lord, these are the statutes and judgments of the laws which the Lord I made between him and the children of Israel on Mount Sinai by the hand of Moses. Leviticus 27. Now the Lord has spoken to Moses, saying, "Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, when a man shall make a singular vow, the person shall be for the Lord by their estimation which shall be the male. From 20 years old, even unto 6 years old, even unto 6 years old, even the estimation shall be 50 shekels of silver after the shekel of the sanctuary, and if it be a female, then the estimation should be 30 shekels, and if it be from 5 years old, even after 20 years old, then the estimation should be of the male 20 shekels. And for the female, 10 shekels, and if it be from a month old, even after 5 years old, then the estimation should be of the male 5 shekels of silver, and for the female, the estimation should be 3 shekels of silver. And if it be from 6 years old and above, if it be a male, then estimation should be 50 shekels, and for the female, 10 shekels. But if it be poorer, then estimation, then he shall present himself before the priest, and the priest shall value him according to his ability. The vowed shall the priest value him. And if it be a beast, whereof men bring an offering unto the Lord, all that any man giveth the such unto the Lord should be holy. He shall not alter it and or change it, good for bad or bad for good. And if he shall at all change a beast for beast, then it's in exchange thereof should be holy. And if it be an unclean beast of which they do not offer a sacrifice to the Lord, then he shall present the beast before the priest, and the priest shall value it, whether it be good or bad, as thou valuest it, who art the priest, so shall be. But if he will at all redeem it, then shall add a fifth part thereof unto the estimation of a man, shall sanctify his house to be holy unto the Lord, then the priest shall estimate it, whether it be good or bad. As priest shall estimate it, so shall it stand. If he that sanctified it redeem his house, then he shall add the fifth part of the money of the estimation unto it, and it be his. Should be his. If a man shall sanctify unto the Lord some part of a field of his possession, then estimation should be according to the seed thereof, an homer of barley seed. Should be valued 50 shekels of silver, and if he sanctify his field from the year of Jubilee, according to the estimation, shall stand. But if he sanctify his field after the Jubilee, then the priest shall reckon unto him the money according to the years that remain, even unto the year of the Jubilee, and it shall be abated from the estimation. And if he that sanctified the field shall anyways redeem it, then he shall add the fifth part of the money of the estimation unto it, and shall be assured to him. And if he were not to redeem the field, or if he has sold the field to another man, it shall not be redeemed any more. But the field when he goeth out, and the Jubilee shall be holy unto the Lord, it is field devoted, the possession thereof to the priest. And if a man that sanctified the Lord, a field which he hath bought, which is not of the fields of the possession of the priest, shall reckon unto him the worth of the estimation, given unto the year of the Jubilee. And should live then estimation of a day as a holy thing unto the Lord in the year of the Jubilee, shall the field. In the year of the Jubilee, the field shall return unto him of whom it was bought, even to him to whom the possession of the land did belong, and all the estimation should be according to the shekel of the sanctuary, 20 gerahs shall be the shekel. Only the first thing of beast, which shall be the Lord's, the first thing a man shall sanctify, whether it be ox or sheep, it is the Lord's, and if it be a clean beast, then he shall redeem it according to their estimation, and shall add the fifth part of it thereto, or if it be not redeemed, then it shall be sold according to their estimation, or standing no devoted thing that a man shall devote unto the Lord of all that he hath, both the man and beast, and of the field of possession shall be sold or redeemed. Even devoted thing is every devoted thing is most holy unto the Lord, and none devoted which should be devoted to men. Should be redeemed, but should surely be death, and all the tithe of the land, whether of the seed of land or of the fruit of the tree, is the Lord's, it is holy unto the Lord. If a man will at all redeem all of his tithes, he shall add thereto the fifth part thereof. And concerning the tithe of the herd or of the flock, even of whatsoever passeth under the rod, the tenth shall be holy unto the Lord. He shall not search whether it be good or bad, and neither shall he change it. And if he change it at all, then both it and the change thereof should be holy, shall not be redeemed. But these are the commands which the Lord had commanded Moses, so the children of Israel on Mount Sinai. Numbers 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses in the wilderness of Sinai, in the tabernacle of the congregation on the first day of the same month, in the second year after they come out of the land of Egypt. Saying, take ye the sum of all the congregation of the children of Israel, the families by the house of their fathers, over the number of their names, every male by their polls from 20 years old and upward, all that are able to go forth to war in Israel. Thou and Aaron shall number them by their armies, and with you there shall be a man of every tribe, every one of the head of his fathers. And these are the names of the men that shall be with you of the tribe of Reuben: Eleazar, the son of Shedi, of Simeon, Shalumiel, the son of Zereshaddah, of Judah, Nation, the son of Aminadab, of Issachar, and Nathaniel, the son of Zuar, of Zebulun, Eliab, the son of Helon, of the children of Joseph, of Ephraim, Elishama, the son of Ammihud, of Manasseh, Gamaliel, the son of Pedazah, of Benjamin, Abidan, the son of Gideoni, of Dan, Ahiezer, the son of Abishad, of Asher, of Hegiel, the son of Ochran, of Gad, Eliasaph, the son of Joel, of Naphtali, Ahira, the son of Bina. These are the round of the congregation of princes of the tribes of their fathers, says the thousands in Israel. And Moses and Aaron took these men which were expressed by their names. And assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees of the families by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years old and upward, by the polls. And the Lord, as the Lord commanded Moses, so he numbered them in the wilderness of Sinai, and the children of Reuben, Israel's eldest son, by the generations after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, by the polls, every male from 20 years old and upward, order of the fourth war. Those the number of them, even of the tribe of Reuben, were 46,500. The children of Simeon by the generations of the families, by the house of their fathers, those are the number of them, according to the number of their names, by their polls, every male from 20 years old and upward, all the road to go forth war. Those are the number of them. Even the tribe of Simeon were 59,300. The children of Gad by the generation of the families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names from 20 years old and upward, all the road to go forth war. Those are the number of them. Even the tribe of Gad were 45,650. The children of Judah by the generations of the families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names from 20 years old and upward, all the road to go forth war. Those are the number of them. Even of the tribe of Judah were 14,600. The children of Issachar by their generations after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years upward, all the go forth to war. Those are the number of them. Even the tribe of Issachar were 54,400. The children of Zebulun by their generations of the families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years upward, all the go forth to war. Those are none of them. Even the tribe of Zebulun were 57,400. The children of Joseph, namely the children of Ephraim, by the generations of the families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years and upward, all that will go forth to war. Those are none of them. Even the tribe of Ephraim was 40,500. The children of Manasseh, by the generations of the families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years and upward, all that will go forth to war. Those are none of them. Even the tribe of Manasseh were 32,200 and 200 of the children of Benjamin, by the children of Benjamin, by the generations of the families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names. From 20 years on upward, all the road to go forth to war. Those who number them, even the tribe of Benjamin, were 30 and 5,400 of the children of Dan by the generations of the families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names. From 20 years on upward, all the road to go forth to war. Those who number them, even the tribe of Dan, were 43,600. And 2,700 the children of Asher by the generations of the families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names. From 20 years on upward, all the road to go forth, all the road to go forth to war. Those are number them. Even the tribe of Asher were 41,500. The children of Naphtali throughout the generations of the families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years old and upward. All the way go forth to war. Those are the number of them. Even the tribe of Naphtali were 53,400. These are those of the number which Moses and Aaron numbered, and the princes of Israel, being 12 men. Each one was for the house of his fathers. So all those that were numbered of the children of Israel by the house of their fathers, from 20 years old and upward, all the way go forth to war in Israel. Even all they that were numbered was 600,000 and 3,050 and 550. But the Levites after the tribe of their fathers were numbered among them. For the Lord has spoken unto Moses, saying, "Only thou shalt not number the tribe of Levi, neither take the sum of them among the children of Israel, but thou shalt appoint the Levites the tabernacle of testimony over the vessels thereof, and over all things that belong to it. They shall wear the tabernacle of the vessels thereof, and they shall minister unto it, and shall encamp round about the tabernacle, and the tabernacle setteth forward. The Levites shall take it down, and when the tabernacle is to be pitched, the Levites shall sit up, and the stranger that cometh nigh shall put it, and the children of Israel shall pitch the tents, every man by his own camp. Every man by his own standard, throughout the host of the Levites shall pitch around about the tabernacle of testimony, that there be no wrath upon the congregation of the children of Israel. And the Levites shall keep the charge of the tabernacle of testimony. The children of Israel did according to all the Lord commanded Moses, so did they. Number 2, the Lord spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, every man of the children of Israel shall pitch by his own standard with the ensign of their father's house afar off about to the tabernacle of the congregation. Shall they pitch on the east side toward the rising of the sun? Shall they be shall they of the standard of the camp of Judah pitch throughout their armies? The nation of the son of Amminadab shall be captain of the children of Judah, and the host, and those the number of them were 40,600, and those that do pitch next unto him shall be the tribe of Issachar, and Nathanael the son of Zerah shall be captain of the children of Issachar, and those the number thereof were 54,400. Then the tribe of Zebulun, and Eliab the son of Helon shall be captain of the children of Zebulun, and those the number of them thereof were 57,400. All that were numbered in the camp of Judah were 100,000 and 40,000 and 6,400 throughout their armies. So these shall first set forth. On the south side shall be the sound of the camp of Reuben, according to their armies, and the captain of the children of Reuben shall be Eliezer the son of Shedeur, and his host, and those number thereof 46,500. And those who pitch by him shall be the tribe of Simeon, and the captain of the children of Simeon shall be Shelumiel the son of Zerishadai. And his hosts, and those the number of them were 50 and 9,300. And then the tribe of Gad, and the captain of the sons of Gad shall be Eliasaph the son of Reuel. And his hosts, and those the number of them were 40 and 5,650. All the number of the camp of Reuben were 100,000, 50 and 5,450 of other armies. And they shall set forth the second rank. Then the tabernacle of the shall set forward with the camp of Levi, so the camp as their council shall they set forward. Every man shall set in his place by the standards on the west side. Shall be the standard of the camp of Ephraim according to their armies, and the captain of the sons of Ephraim. Shema the son of Ammihud, and his host, and those that number them were 40,500. By him shall be The tribe of Manasseh and the captain of the children of Manasseh should be Gamaliel, the son of Pedaz and his host, and those the number of them were 30 and 2,200. Then the tribe of Benjamin, and the captain of the sons of Benjamin should be Abidan, the son of Gideoni, and his host, and those the number of them were 35,400. All the number of the camp of Ephraim were 100,000, 100 throughout their armies, and they should go forward in the third rank. The standard of the camp of Dan should be on the north side of the armies, and the captain of the children of Dan should be Ahazah, the son of Amishadai, and his host, and those the number of them were 2,700. And those the camp of Hema should be the tribe of Asher, and the captain of the children of Asher should be Pagil, the son of Ochran, and his host, should be Pagil, the son of Achran, and his host, and those the number of them were 40 and 1,500. Then tribe of Naphtali, and the children of and the captain of the children of Naphtali should be Hira, the son of Enan, and his host, and those are numbered of them were 50 and 3,400, and all they that numbered in the camp of Dan were 100,000, 50 and 7,600. They should go highmost with the standards. These are those which were numbered of the children of Israel by the house of their fathers. All those who were numbered of the camp throughout the host were 600,000 and 300 and 3,550. The Levites were numbered among the children of Israel as the Lord commanded Moses, and the children of Israel did according to all the Lord commanded Moses. So they pitched out by the standards, and so they set forward everyone after their families according to the house of their fathers. Numbers 3. These also are the generations of Aaron and Moses in the day the Lord spake with Moses and Mount Sinai, and these are the names of the sons of Aaron. Nadab, the firstborn, and Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. These are the names of the sons of Aaron, the priests which were anointed, whom he consecrated to minister in the priest's office. And Nadab and Abihu died before the Lord when they offered strange fire before the Lord in the wilderness of Sinai. They had no children. And Eleazar and Ithamar ministered in the priest's office in the sight of Aaron their father. And the Lord spake to Moses, saying, bring the tribe of Levi near, and bring the tribe of Levi near, and present them before Aaron the priest, so that they may minister unto him, and they should keep his charge and the charge of the whole, and the charge of the whole. And they keep his charge and the charge of the whole congregation before the tabernacle of the congregation to the service of the tabernacle. They should keep all the instruments of the tabernacle of the congregation, and charge of the charge of the children of Israel to the service of the tabernacle, and that should give the Levites unto Aaron and to his sons, so they are wholly given unto him after the children of Israel, and that should appoint Aaron and his sons, and they shall wait on their priest service. And the stranger that cometh on I should put to death, and the Lord spake to Moses, saying, behold, I have taken the Levites among the children of Israel instead of all the firstborn that openeth the matrix among the children of Israel. Therefore the Levites should be mine, because all the firstborn are mine. Now, from the day that I smote all the firstborn of the land of Egypt, I hallowed unto me all the firstborn in Israel, both man and beast. Mine shall they be. I am the Lord. And the Lord spake to Moses in the wilderness of Sinai, saying, number the children of Levi after the house of their fathers by the families, every man from month old and upward shall the number. And Moses numbered them according to the word of the Lord, who was commanded, and these were the sons of Levi by the names of Gershon and Kohath and Murray, and these are the names of the sons of Gershon by the families of Libni and Shimei. And the sons of Kohath by the families of Amram and Izahar, Hebron and Uzziel, and the sons of Murray by the families of Mali and Mushi. These are the families of the Levites according to the house of their fathers. The Gershon was the family of the Levites, and the family of the Shimeites. These are the families of the Gershonites. Those are the number of them according to the number of the males, of all the males from month on to upward. Even those that were numbered of them were 7,500. The families of the Gershonites shall pitch behind the tabernacle westward, and the chief of the house of the father of the Gershonites shall be Eliasaph, the son of Lael, and the children. And the charge of the sons of Gershon, the tabernacle of the congregation, should be the tabernacle, and the tent, the covering thereof, and the hanging for the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And the hangings of the court, and the curtain for the door of the court, which is by the tabernacle by the altar round about, and the cords of it for the service thereof, and the Kohath was the family of the Amramites, and the family of the Izharites, and the family of the Hebronites, and the family of the Israelites. These are the families of the Kohathites, and the number of all the males from month old and upward were 8,600. Keeping the charge of the sanctuary, the families of the sons of Kohath shall pitch on the side of the tabernacle southward, and the chief of the house of the father of the families of the Kohathites shall be Elisaphan, the son of Uzziel. And the charge should be the ark, and the table, and the candlestick, and the altars, and the altars, and the vessels of the sanctuary, wherewith they minister, and hang, and all the service thereof. And Eleazar the son of Aaron, the priest, should be chief of the chief of the Levites, and have the oversight of them. They keep the charge of the sanctuary. Of Murray was the family of the Malites, and the family of the Mushites. These are the families of Murray, and those the number of them according to the number of all the males. From month old upward was 600,200. And the chief of the house of the father of the family of the Murray was Zuriel, the son of Abihail. These shall pitch on the side of the tabernacle northward. And none of the custody and charge of the sons of Murray should be the boards of the tabernacle, and the bars thereof, and the pillars thereof, and the sockets thereof, and all the vessels thereof, and all that serveth thereto. The pillars of the court round about, and the sockets and the pins and the cords over those in the camp for the tabernacle toward the east, even for the tabernacle of the congregation at eastward, should be Moses and Aaron and the sons, keeping the charge of the sanctuary for the charge of the children of Israel. And the stranger that cometh nigh shall be put to death. All the numbered of the Levites, which Moses and Aaron numbered at the command of the Lord, throughout their families, all the males from month old and upward were 22,000. The Lord said unto Moses, number the first one of the males of the children of Israel from month old upward, and take the number of the names, and that shall take the Levites from me, the Lord instead of all the firstborn among the children of Israel, and the cattle of Levites instead of all the firstlings. And among the cattle of the children of Israel, Moses numbered as the Lord commanded him all the firstborn among the children of Israel, and all the firstborn are males by the number of names from month and upward. Of those that were numbered of them were 22,213. The Lord spake unto Moses, saying, take the Levites instead of all the firstborn among the children of Israel, and the cattle of the Levites instead of the cattle. And Levites should be mine of the Lord, and for those that are redeemed of the 213 of the firstborn of the children of Israel, which are more than the Levites, thou shalt even take 5 shekels apiece over the pole after the shekel of the sanctuary. Shalt thou take them the shekel of 20 gerahs, and thou shalt give the money wherewith the old number of them is redeemed unto Aaron and to his sons, and Moses to the redemption and money of them that were over and above them that them that were redeemed by the Levites of the firstborn of the children of Israel, took ye the money 1,303 score and 5 shekels after the shekel of the sanctuary. And Moses gave the money of them that redeemed unto Aaron and to his sons, according to the word of the Lord, as the Lord commanded Moses. And then Numbers 4. The Lord spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, take the sum of the sons of Kohath from among the sons of Levi, the families of the house of their fathers, from 30 years old outward, even unto 50 years old, all that enter into the host that did the work in the tabernacle of the congregation, and this should be the steps of the sons of Kohath in the tabernacle of the congregation about the most holy things. And when the camp setteth forward, Aaron shall come and his sons, and they shall take down from the covering veil and cover the ark of his testimony unto it with it. And she put thereon the covering of badger skins, and shall spread over it a cloth wholly of blue, and shall put in the stays thereof. And upon the table of showbread they shall spread a cloth of blue, and put thereon the dishes and spoons and the bowls and covers to cover withal, and the container of bread shall be thereon. And they shall spread upon them a cloth of scarlet, and cover the same with the covering of badger skins. They shall put it in the stays thereof, and they shall take a cloth of blue and cover the candlestick of the light, and his lamps and his tongs, and snuff dishes and all the vessels thereof wherewith they minister unto it, and they shall put it in all the vessels thereof with a covering of badger skins, and shall put it upon a bar, and upon the golden altar they shall spread a cloth of blue and cover it with a covering of badger skins. They shall put it to the stays thereof, and they shall take all the instruments of ministry wherewith they minister in the sanctuary, and put them in a cloth of blue, and cover them by covering of badger skins, and shall put them on a bar, and they shall take away the ashes from the altar and spread a purple cloth thereon, and they shall put it upon it all the vessels thereof wherewith they minister about it, even the censers, the flesh hooks, and the shovels, and the basins of the vessels of the altar, and they shall spread upon it the covering of badger skins, and put it to the stays, and put to the stays of it, and when Aaron and his sons have made it a covering of the sanctuary, and all the vessels of the sanctuary as the camp is set forward. After that, the sons of Kohath shall come to bear it, but they shall not touch any holy thing, unless these things are the burden of the sons of Kohath in the tabernacle of the congregation, and to the office of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, pertaineth the offer of light, and the sweet incense, and the sweet incense, and the daily meat offering, the anointing oil, and the oversight of all the tabernacle of all that therein is in the sanctuary, and in this vessels thereof. And the Lord has spoken to Moses and unto Aaron, saying, cut ye not off the tribe of the families of the Kohathites from among the Levites, so this do unto them, but thus do unto them, that they may live and not die. Now, when they approach unto the most holy things, Aaron and his sons shall go in and appoint them, everyone to his service and to his burden, but they shall not go in to see when the holy things are covered, lest today. And the Lord said spake unto Moses, saying, take also the sum of the sons of Gershon throughout the houses of their fathers by their families, from 30 years old and upward until 50 years old, shall the number of them all that enter in to perform the service to the work in the tabernacle of the congregation. This is the service of the families of the Gershonites to serve and for them, and they shall bear the curtains of the tabernacle. The tabernacle of the congregation is covering, and the covering of the badger skins that is above upon it, and the hanging for the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, the hangings of the court, and the hanging for the door of the gate of the court, which is by the tabernacle, and by the altar round about, and the cords and all the instruments of their service, and all that's made for them, so shall they serve. And the appointment of Aaron and his sons shall be all the service of the sons of the Gershonites and their burdens, and all the service, and you shall appoint unto them in charge all their burdens. This is the service of the families of the sons of Gershon and the tabernacle of the congregation, and the charge shall be under the hand of Ithamar the son of Aaron the priest. As for the sons of Murray, thou shalt number them after their families by the house of their fathers, from 30 years old and upward, even unto 50 years old shall thou number them, even everyone that entereth into the service of the work of the tabernacle of the congregation. This is the charge of their burden, according to all their service in the tabernacle of the congregation, of the boards of the tabernacle, and the bars thereof, and the pillars thereof, and the sockets thereof, and the pillars of the court round about, and the sockets and the pins and the cords, all their instruments, and all their service, and by name you shall reckon the instruments of the charge of the burden. This is the service of the families of the sons of Murray, according to all their service in the tabernacle of the congregation, under the hand of Ithamar the son of Aaron the priest. And Moses and Aaron and the chief of the congregation numbered the sons of Kohathites after the families and after the house of their fathers, from 30 years old upward, even unto 50 years old, everyone that entereth into service for the work of the tabernacle of the congregation, and those that number them by the families were 2,000. 750. These are the number of families of the Gothites, all the mighty service in the tabernacle of creation, which Moses and Aaron did number according to the commandment of the Lord by the hand of Moses, and those are the number of the sons of Gershon throughout the families by the hands of their fathers, from 30 years old upwards, even unto 50 years old, everyone that entered into the service for the work in the tabernacle of creation, even those are the number of them throughout the families by the hands of their fathers, so 2,630. Now, these are the number of the families of the sons of Gershon of all the mighty service in the tabernacle of creation, who Moses and Aaron did number according to the command of the Lord. And those who were numbered of the families of the sons of Merari throughout their families by the house of their fathers, from 30 years old and upward, even under 50 years old, everyone that entereth into the service of the work in the tabernacle of the congregation, even those that are numbered of them after their families were 3,200. These be those the number of the families of the sons of Merari, who Moses and Aaron are numbered according to the word of the Lord by the hand of Moses. All those that were numbered of the Levites, who Moses and Aaron and the chief of Israel numbered, after their families and after the house of their fathers, from 30 years old and upwards, even under 50 years old, everyone that came to the service of the ministry. And the service of the burden in the tabernacle of the congregation, even those that numbered of them were 8,500. And fourscore, according to the command of the Lord, they were numbered by the hand of Moses, separate according to his service. According to his burden, thus were they numbered of him, as the Lord commanded Moses. Numbers 5. And the Lord spake to Moses, saying, command the children of Israel, they put out of the camp every leper, and everyone that hath an issue, and whosoever is found by the dead, both male or female, should he put out without the camp, should he put them that they defile not the camps in the midst whereof I dwell. The children of Israel do so, put them out of the camp, as the Lord spake unto Moses, so did the children of Israel. The Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, when any man or when a man or woman should commit any sin they may commit to trespass against the Lord, and that person guilty, then they shall confess their sin which they have done. They shall recompense this trespass of the principal thereof, and shall add unto it a fifth part thereof, and give it unto and give it unto him against whom he hath trespassed, so the man have no kinsman to recompense the trespass unto, let the trespass be recompensed unto the Lord, even to the priest before the round of atonement, whereby an atonement should be made for him. And every offering of all the holy things of the children of Israel, which they bring unto the priest, shall be his. Every man for hallowed things shall be his. Whatsoever any man giveth, the priest shall be his. And the Lord spake to Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, if any man's wife go outside and commit a trespass against him, and a man lie with a comely, and to be hid from the eyes of her husband, and to be kept close, and she be defiled, and there would be no witness against her, neither she be taken with a manner, and the spirit of jealousy come upon him, and he be jealous of his wife, and she be defiled, or if the spirit of jealousy come upon him, and he be jealous of his wife, and she be not defiled, then shall the man bring his wife unto the priest, and he should bring her offering her offering for her. The 10th part of an ephah of barley, and he shall pour oil upon it, and will put her frankincense thereon, for it's an offering of jealousy, an offering of memorial, bringing iniquity to remembrance, and the priest shall bring her near. Instead of for Lord, and the priest shall take holy water and the vessel, and the dust on the floor of the tabernacle, the priest shall take and put it into the water, and the priest shall set the woman for the Lord, and uncover the woman's head, and put the offering of memorial in her hand, which is the jealousy offering. The priest shall have in his hand the bit of water, causeth the curse, and the priest shall charge her by an oath, and say unto the woman, no man have lain with her, and if thou hast not gone aside to uncleanness with her instead of the husband, be thou free from this bit of water that causes the curse. But if thou hast gone aside to another instead of thy husband, and if thou be defiled, and some have lain with thee beside thy husband, and the priest should charge the woman with an oath of cursing, and the priest shall say unto the woman, the Lord make thee a curse and an oath among the people. When the Lord doth make the thigh to rot and thy belly to swell, and this water that causeth the curse shall go into the bowels to make the belly to swell, and the thigh to rot, and the woman shall say, Amen, Amen. And the priest shall write these curses in the book, and he shall blot them out over the bit of water, and he shall cause the woman to drink of the bit of water that causes the curse, and the water that causes the curse shall enter into her and become bitter. The Lord, which is the Lord. Then the priest should take the jealousy offering out of the woman's hand, and shall wave the offering for the Lord, and offer it upon the altar. The priest shall take a handful of the offering, give the moral thereof, and burn it upon the altar. Afterward, shall cause the woman to drink the water. When he hath made her drink the water, then it shall come to pass that she be departed and have done trespass against her husband, that the water that causes the curse shall enter into her, and become bitter, and her belly shall swell, and the thigh shall rot, and the woman shall be a curse among her people. And the woman be not found, but be cleaner, then she should be, and she will conceive seed. This is the Lord of jealousy is when a wife goeth aside to another instead of a husband and is devoured. Or when the spirit of jealousy cometh upon him, and he be jealous over his wife, and shall eat, and shall set the woman before the Lord, and the priest shall execute upon her all the slaughter, and then shall the man be guiltless from iniquity, and the woman shall bear iniquity. Number 6. The Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying to them, when either man or woman shall separate themselves of vow of a Nazarite, and separate themselves unto the Lord, he shall separate himself from wine, and strong drink, and shall drink no vinegar of wine, or vinegar of strong drink, and neither shall he drink any liquor of grapes, and nor eat moist grapes or dried. All the days of separation shall eat nothing that is made of the vine tree. From the kernels even to the husk, all the days of the vow of separation, there shall not raise it upon his head until the days be fulfilled, in which he separateth himself unto the Lord. He shall be holy, and shall let the locks of the hair of his head grow. All the days that he separateth himself unto the Lord, he shall come no dead body. He shall not make himself unclean for his father or his mother, for his brother or his sister, when they die, because the consecration of his God is upon his head. All the days of the separation he is holy unto the Lord, and if any man die very suddenly by him, and he hath defiled the head of his consecration, he shall shave his head in the day of his cleansing. On the 7th day shall he shave it, and on the 8th day he shall bring 2 turtles, 2 young pigeons to the priest, to the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and the priest shall offer the one for a sin offering, the other for a burnt offering, and make an atonement for him for that he sinned by the dead. But shall hallow his head that same day, he shall consecrate unto the Lord the days of separation. He shall bring a lamb of the first year for a trespass offering of the days that were before. Shall be lost because the separation was defiled, and this is the law of the Nazarite. When the days of separation are fulfilled, he shall be brought unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. He shall offer his offering unto the Lord 1 he lamb of the first year without blemish for a burnt offering, 1 ewe lamb of the first year without blemish for a sin offering, of 1 ram without blemish for peace offerings, and a basket of unleavened bread, cakes, fine flour mingled with oil, and wafers of unleavened bread, anointed with oil. Now the meat offering and the drink offerings, and the priest shall bring them before the Lord, and shall offer his sin offering and his burnt offering. He shall offer the ram for a sacrifice, a peace offering unto the Lord with the basket of unleavened bread. The priest shall offer also his meat offering. His drink offering, the Nazarite shall shave the head of his separation at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and shall take the hair of the head of his separation and put it in the fire, which is under the sacrifice of the peace offerings. And the priest shall take the sodden shoulder of the ram and 1 leavened cake out of the basket and 1 unleavened wafer, and shall shiver them upon the hands of the Nazarite after the hair of separation is shaven. And the priest shall wave them for waver from the Lord, that is holy for the priest, with the wave breast and heave shoulder, and after that the Nazarite may drink wine. This is the law of the Nazarite who hath vowed and of his offering unto the Lord for his separation, beside that that his hand shall get, because according to the vow which he vowed, so you must do unto the law of his separation. The Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto Aaron and to his sons, saying, This wise you shall bless the children of Israel, saying unto them, the Lord bless thee and keep thee, the Lord make his face shine upon thee, gracious unto thee, the Lord lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace, and they shall put my name upon the children of Israel, and I bless them. Numbers 7. It came to pass on the day that Moses had fully set up the tabernacle and anointed it and sanctified it. Then all the instruments thereof, both the altar and all the vessels thereof, and had anointed them and sanctified them, the princes of Israel, heads of the house of their fathers, who were the princes of the tribes. And over them that were numbered offered, and they brought their offering before the Lord, and 600 wagons, and 12 oxen of wagons to the princes of each one an oxen, and they brought them before the tabernacle. The Lord said unto Moses, spake unto Moses, saying, take it of them that they may do to that they may be to do that they may be to do the service of the tabernacle of the congregation. Thou shalt give them unto the Levites, to every man according to his service. And Moses took the wagons and the oxen, they gave them unto the Levites, 2 wagons and 4 oxen he gave unto the sons of Gershon according to their service, and 4 wagons and 8 oxen he gave unto the sons of Moriah according unto the service, and under the hand of Ithamar the son of Aaron the priest. But unto the sons of Kohath he gave none, because the service of the sanctuary belonging unto them was that they should bear upon their shoulders, and the princes of the dedicating of the altar in the day that was anointed, even the princes offered their offering before the Lord, and the Lord said unto Moses, they shall offer their offering every prince on his day for the dedicating of the altar. And he that offered his offering the first day was Nashon the son of Amminadab of the tribe of Judah, and his offering was one silver charger, the weight thereof was 130 shekels, 1 silver bowl of 70 shekels, after the shekel of sanctuary. Both of them were full of fine flour, mingled with oil from each offering. And the princes offered for dedicating of the altar in the day that it was anointed, even the princes offered their offering for the Lord, and the Lord said unto Moses, they shall offer their offering each prince on his day for the dedication of the altar, and he that offered his offering the first day was Nashon the son of Amminadab of the tribe of Judah. His offering was 1 silver charge, the weight thereof was 130 shekels, 1 silver bowl, 1 silver bowl, the 70 shekels after the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them were fine flour, mingled with oil from each offering, 1 spoon of 10 shekels of gold full of incense. Full of incense, 1 young bullock, 1 ram, 1 lamb of the first year for a burnt offering, 1 kilo of goats for a sin offering, and for a sacrifice of peace offerings, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 he-goats, 5 lambs of the first year. This was the offering of Nashon the son of Amminadab. On the second day, Nathaniel the son of Zuar, prince of Issachar, did offer. He offered for his offering 1 silver charger, the weight thereof was 130 shekels, 1 silver bowl of 70 shekels, the shekel of sanctuary, better full of fine flour, mingled with oil from each offering, 1 spoon of 1 spoon of gold, 10 shekels, full of incense, 1 young bullock, 1 ram, 1 lamb of the first year for a burnt offering, 1 kilo of goats for a sin offering, And for sacrifice of peace offerings, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 he-goats, 5 lambs of the first year. This was the offering of Nathaniel, the son of Zohar, on the third day. Eliab, the son of Helon, prince of the children of Zebulun, did offer his offering as 1 silver charge. The weight whereof was 130 shekels, so 1 silver bowl of 70 shekels out of the shekel of the sanctuary, better than a fine flour, and with oil from each offering. One golden spoon of 10 shekels full of incense. One young bullock, 1 ram, 1 lamb of the first year for a burnt offering, 1 pit of the goats for a sin offering, for sacrifice of peace offerings, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 he-goats, 5 lambs of the first year. This was the offering of Elijah, the son of Shedaiah. On the 5th day, Shalumiel, the son of Zerishadai, prince of the children of Simeon, did offer his offering was 1 silver charge. The weight whereof was 130 shekels, 1 silver bowl of 7 shekels out of the shekel of the sanctuary, better than full of my flour, and with oil from each offering, 1 goat spin of 10 shekels full of incense, 1 young bullock, 1 ram, 1 lamb of the first year for a burnt offering, 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, for sacrifice of peace offerings, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 he-goats, 5 lambs of the first year. This offering of Shalumiel, the son of Zerishadai. On the 6th day, Eliasaph, the son of Joel, prince of the children of Gad, offered his offering was 1 silver charge. The weight of 130 shekels, of silver bowl of 70 shekels. After the shekel of sanctuary, better than full of fine flour, and good oil for a meat offering, 1 golden spoon of 10 shekels full of incense, 1 young bullock, 1 ram, 1 lamb of the first year for a burnt offering, 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, and for sacrifice of peace offerings, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 he-goats, 5 lambs of the first year. This is offering of Eliasaph, the son of Joel. On the 7th day, Elisha, the son of Amihud, prince of the children of Ephraim, offered his offering was 1 silver charge. The weight whereof was 130 shekels, 1 silver bowl of 70 shekels out of the shekel of the sanctuary, better than full of fine flour, and with oil for the meat offering, 1 golden spoon of 10 shekels full of incense, 1 young bullock, 1 ram, 1 lamb of the first year for a burnt offering, 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, and for sacrifice of peace offerings, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 he-goats, 5 lambs of the first year. This is the offering of Elisha, the son of Amihud. On the 8th day, offered Gamaliel, the son of Pedazah, prince of the children of Manasseh. His offering was 1 silver charge of the weight of 130 shekels, so 1 silver bowl of 70 shekels after the shekel of the sanctuary, better than full of fine flour, and with oil for meat offering, 1 golden spoon of 10 shekels full of incense, 1 young bullock, 1 ram, 1 lamb of the first year for a burnt offering, 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering. And for sacrifice of peace offerings, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 he-goats, 5 lambs of the first year. This was the offering of Gamaliel, the son of Pedazah. On the 9th day, Abidan, the son of Gideon, the prince of the children of Benjamin, offered his offering as 1 silver charge. The weight was 130 shekels, 1 silver bowl of 70 shekels after the shekel of the sanctuary, fine flour. Make with oil for meat offering, 1 golden spoon of 10 shekels, and full of incense, 1 young bullock, 1 ram, 1 lamb of the first year for a burnt offering, 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, and for sacrifice of peace offerings, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 he-goats, 5 lambs of the first year. This is the offering of Abidan, the son of Gideon. On the 10th day, Ahiezer, the son of Amishadai, prince of the children of Dan, offered his offering was 1 silver charge. The weight was 130 shekels, 1 silver bowl of 70 shekels out of the shekel of the sanctuary, better full of fine flour, with oil for meat offering, 1 golden spoon of 10 shekels full of incense, 1 young bullock, 1 ram, 1 lamb of the first year for a burnt offering, 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, and for sacrifice of peace offerings, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 he-goats, 5 lambs of the first year. This is the offering of Ahiezer, the son of Amishadai. On the 11th day, Pagiel, the son of Ochran, the prince of the children of Asher, offered his offering as 1 silver charge. The weight whereof was 130 shekels, so 1 silver bowl of 70 shekels out of the shekel of the sanctuary, but full of fine flour, and oil for a meat offering, 1 golden spoon of 10 shekels full of incense, 1 young bullock, 1 ram, 1 lamb of the first year for a burnt offering, 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, and for sacrifice of peace offerings, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 he-goats, 5 lambs of the first year. This is the offering of Pagiel, the son of Ochran. On the 12th day, Lahira, the son of Enan, prince of the children of Naphtali, offered his offering as 1 silver charge. The weight whereof was 130 shekels, so 1 silver bowl of 70 shekels after the shekel of the sanctuary, both full of fine flour. Made with oil for a meat offering, 1 golden spoon of 10 shekels full of incense, 1 bullock, 1 ram, 1 lamb of the first year for a burnt offering, 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, and for sacrifice of peace offerings, 2 oxen, 5 rams of he-goats, 5 lambs of the first year. This is the offering of Ahira, the son of Enan. This is dedication of the altar in the day. The altar in the day was anointed by the princes of Israel, 12 charges of silver, 12 silver bowls, 12 spoons of gold, each charge of silver weighing 130 shekels, each bowl 70, each bowl 70. All the silver vessels weighed 2,400 shekels out of the shekel of the sanctuary. The golden spoons were 12 full of incense, weighing 10 shekels apiece. After the shekel of the sanctuary, all the gold of the spoons was 120 shekels. All the oxen for the burnt offering were 12 bullocks. The rams 12, lambs of the first year 12 with the meat offering, and the kids of the goats for sin offerings. For sin offering 12, and all the oxen for the sacrifice of the peace offerings 20 and 4 bullocks, around 60. The he-goats 60. Lambs of the first year 60. This is dedication also that after it was anointed, when Moses was going into the tabernacle of congregation to speak with him, then he heard of the voice of one speaking unto him from off the mercy seat that was from the ark of testimony from between the 2 cherubims, and he spake unto him. Numbers 8. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron, and say unto him, when thou lightest the lamps, the 7 lamps shall give light over against the candlestick. And there it is. So he lighted the lamps thereof over against the candlestick, as the Lord commanded Moses, and the stroke of the candlestick was beaten gold unto the shaft thereof. unto the plans thereof was speaking their work according unto the pattern which the Lord had shown Moses. So he made the candlestick, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Take the Levites from among the children of Israel and cleanse them. And thus shalt thou do unto them to cleanse them, sprinkle water purifying upon them, and let them shave all their flesh, and let them wash their clothes, and so make themselves clean. Let them take a young bullock with his meat of even fine flour, and mingled with oil, and the young bullock shalt thou take for a sin offering, and thou shalt bring the Levites for the tabernacle of the congregation, and thou shalt gather the whole assembly of the children of Israel together, and thou shalt bring the Levites for the Lord, and the children of Israel shall put their hands upon the Levites. And Israel shall offer the Levites for the Lord for an offering of the children of Israel, that they may execute the service of the Lord. And the Levites shall lay their hands upon the heads of the bullocks, and thou shalt offer the one for a sin offering, the other for a burnt offering unto the Lord, to make an atonement for the Levites. And thou shalt set the Levites before Aaron and for his sons, and offer them for an offering unto the Lord. Thus shalt thou separate the Levites from among the children of Israel, and the Levites shall be mine. And after that shall the Levites go into the service of the tabernacle of the congregation, and thou shalt cleanse them and offer them for an offering, for they are wholly given unto me from among the children of Israel, instead of such as open every womb, even instead of the firstborn of all the children of Israel, but have I taken them unto me. For all the firstborn of the children of Israel are mine, both man and beast. On the day that I smote every firstborn of the land of Egypt, I sanctified them for myself. And I've taken the Levites for all the firstborn of the children of Israel, and I've given the Levites as a gift to Aaron to his sons from among the children of Israel to do the services of the children of Israel in the tabernacle of the congregation, to make an atonement for the children of Israel, that there be no plague among the children of Israel when the children of Israel have come nigh unto the sanctuary. And Moses and Aaron and all the congregation of the children of Israel did to the Levites according unto all the Lord commanded Moses. Commanded Moses concerning the Levites, so did the children of Israel unto them, and the Levites were purified, and they washed their clothes, and Aaron offered them as an offering for the Lord, and Aaron made an atonement for them to cleanse them. And after that, when the Levites entered the service in the tabernacle of the congregation for Aaron and for his sons, as the Lord commanded Moses, and said the Levites, so did they unto them. The Lord spake unto Moses, saying, This is the belongeth unto the Levites from 20 and 5 years old, and upward they shall go in to wait upon the service of the tabernacle of the congregation, from the age of 50 years old. 50 years they shall cease waiting upon the service thereof, and shall serve no more, but shall minister with their brethren in the tabernacle of the congregation to keep the charge, and should do no service. Thus shalt thou do unto the Levites, touching their charge. Numbers 9. The Lord spake unto Moses in the wilderness of Sinai in the first month of the second year after their coming out of the land of Egypt, saying, Let the children of Israel also keep the Passover as appointed season. In the 14th day of this month, and even ye shall keep it in as appointed season, according to the rites of it, and according to the preached ceremonies thereof, shall keep it. And Moses spake unto the children of Israel, they should keep the Passover, and they kept the Passover on the 14th day of the first month. And even in the wilderness of Sinai, according to all the Lord commanded Moses to do the children of Israel, and there were certain men who were defiled by the dead body of man, that they could not keep the Passover on the day, and they came before Moses and before Aaron on the day. And those men said unto him, We are defiled by the dead body of man, wherefore are we kept back, that we may not offer an offering of the Lord in his appointed season among the children of Israel. And Moses said unto them, Stand still out here, while the Lord will command concerning you. The Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, If any man of you or of your posterity should be unclean by reason of a dead body, or be in a journey far off, yet he shall keep the Passover unto the Lord, the 14th day of the second month, and even they shall keep it. And eat it with unleavened bread and bitter herbs, they shall leave none of it until the morning, and not break any bone of it, according to all the ordinances of the Passover, they shall keep it. The man is clean and is not in a journey, and forbeareth to keep the Passover in that same sort, shall be cut off from his people, because he brought not the offering of the Lord in this appointed season, that man shall bear a sin, and if a stranger shall sojourn among you, and keep the Passover unto the Lord according to the ordinance of the Passover, according to the manner thereof. So you shall have one ordinance for the stranger for him that is born of the land. And on the day the tabernacle was reared up, the cloud covered the tabernacle, named the tent of testimony, and at even there was upon the tabernacle, as it were, the appearance of fire until the morning. So it was always the cloud that covered it by day, and the appearance of fire by night, and the cloud was taken up from the tabernacle. Then after that, the children of Israel journeyed, and in the place where the cloud abode, there the children of Israel pitched their tents, and at the command of the Lord, the children of Israel journeyed, and at the command of the Lord, they pitched. As long as the cloud abode upon the tabernacle, they rested in their tents. So when the cloud tarried long upon the tabernacle many days, the children of Israel kept the charge of the Lord, and journeyed not. And so it was when the cloud was a few days upon the tabernacle, according to the command of the Lord, they abode in the tents, and according to the command of the Lord, they journeyed. And so it was when the cloud abode from even unto the morning, and the cloud was taken up in the morning, then they journeyed, whether it was by day or by night. The cloud was taken up by the journey, whether it was 2 days or a month or a year. The cloud tarried upon the tabernacle, remaining therein. The children of Israel abode in the tents and journeyed not. When it was taken up by the journey to the command of the Lord, they rested in the tents. And the command of the Lord, they journeyed, they kept the charge of the Lord, the command of the Lord by the hand of Moses. Numbers 10, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Make thee 2 trumpets of silver, of a whole piece thou shalt make them, and thou mayest use them for the body of the assembly, for the journey of the camp, so that they shall blow with them then all the assembly shall assemble themselves to thee at the door of the tabernacle of congregation. If they blow but with one trumpet, the princes which are heads of the thoughts of thousands of Israel shall gather themselves unto thee. When you blow an alarm, then the camps that lie on the east parts shall go forward. But when you blow an alarm the second time, then the camps that lie on the south side shall take their journeys. They shall take their journeys. Shall blow an alarm for their journeys, where the congregation is together. You shall blow, but you shall not sound alarm. And the sons of Aaron and the priests shall blow the trumpets, and they shall be to you for an ordinance forever throughout your generations. If you go to war, you land against the enemy that oppresseth you, then you shall blow an alarm with the trumpets, and you shall remember for the Lord your God, and you shall be saved from your enemies. Also in the day of your gladness and in your solemn days and in the beginnings of your months, you shall blow the trumpets over your burnt offerings, and over the sacrifices of your peace offerings, that they may be to you for a memorial before your God. I am the Lord your God. And it came to pass on the 20th day of the second month, in the second year, the Lord the cloud was taken out from off the tabernacle of the testimony. The children of Israel took the journeys out of the wilderness of Sinai, and the cloud rested in the wilderness of Aaron. And they first took the journey according to the command of the Lord by the hand of Moses. In the first place went the sound of the camp of the children of Judah, according to the Ramis, and over his host was Nashon, the son of Minadab, and over the host of the tribe of the children of Issachar was Nathaniel, the son of Zurah, and over the host of the tribe of the children of Zebulun was Eliab, the son of Helon. The tabernacle was taken down. The sons of Gershon, the sons of Merari set forward. And bearing the tabernacle and the stand of the camp of Reuben set forward, according to the Ramis, and over his host was Eliza, the son of Shedear. And over the host of the tribe of the children of Simeon was Shalimiel, the son of Zurishadar. And over the host of the tribe of the children of Gad was Eliasaph, the son of Joel. And the Kohathites set forward, bearing the sanctuary, and the other to set up the tabernacle against the king. And the stand of the camp of the children of Ephraim set forward, according to the Ramis, and over his host was Elishama, the son of Ammihud. And over the host of the tribe of the children of Manasseh was Gemiel, the son of Padazah. And over the host of the tribe of the children of Benjamin was Abidan, the son of Gideoni. And the stand of the camp of the children of Dan set forward, which was the reward of all the camps throughout their hosts. And over his host was Ahiezer, the son of Ammishaddai. And over the host of the tribe of the children of Asher was Pagul, the son of Ochran. And over the host of the tribe of the children of Athli was Ahira, the son of Enan. Now thus the journeys of the children of Israel, according to their armies, when they set forward. And Moses said unto Hobab, the son of Ragul, the Midianite, Moses' father-in-law, we are journeying unto the place of which the Lord said, I will give it to you. Come thou with us, and we'll do thee good. For the Lord hath spoken concerning Israel. And he said unto him, I will not go, I will not depart to mine own land, and to my kindred. And he said, leave us not, I pray thee, for as much as thou knowest how we are to encamp in the wilderness, and thou mayest be to us instead of eyes. And it shall be, if thou go with us, yea, it shall be that for goodness the Lord shall do unto us, the same will we do unto thee. And they departed from the mount of the Lord 3 days' journey, and the ark of the covenant of the Lord went before them in the 3 days' journey to search out a resting place for them. And the resting place of the Lord was upon them by day, but they went out of the camp. And it came to pass when the ark set forward, that Moses said, Rise up, Lord, and let thine enemies be scattered, and let them that hate thee flee before thee. And when it was rested, he said, Return, O Lord, unto the many thousands of Israel. Numbers 11. Now when the people complained, it displeased the Lord, and the Lord heard it, and his anger was kindled, and the fire of the Lord burnt among them, and consumed them that were in the uttermost parts of the camp. And the people cried out unto Moses, and when Moses prayed unto the Lord, the fire was quenched, and he called the name of the place Taberah, because the fire of the Lord burnt among them. And the mixed multitude that was among them fell lusting, and the children of Israel wept again and said, Who shall give us flesh to eat? Remember the fish which we did eat in Egypt freely, the cucumbers and the melons and the leeks and the onions and the garlic. And now it's straight away. There was nothing at all beside this manna before our eyes, and the manna was coriander seed, and the color thereof as the color of bdellium. The people went about and gathered and ground to the mills, or beat it in mortar and baked it in pans, and made a case of it. And the taste of it was as the taste of fresh oil, and the dew fell upon the camp in the night, and the manna fell upon it. Then Moses heard the people weep through their families, every man in the door of his tent. And the anger of the Lord was kindled greatly. Moses also was displeased. Moses said, Lord, wherefore hast thou afflicted thy servant? Wherefore have I not found favor in thy sight? Thou layest the burden of all this people upon me. Have I conceived all these people? Have I begotten them? That thou shouldst say unto me, carry them in thy bosom. Have I conceived all these people? Have I begotten them? That thou shouldst say unto me, carry them in thy bosom. As the nursing father beareth the sucking child unto the land, which thou bearest unto the fathers. Whence should I have flesh to give unto all these people? For they weep unto me, saying, Give us flesh that they may eat, that we may eat. I am not able to bear all these people alone, because it's too heavy for me. And if thou deal thus with me, kill me, I pray thee, out of hand, if I found favor in thy sight, and let me not see my wretchedness. The Lord said unto Moses, Gather unto me 70 men of the elders of Israel, whom thou knowest, to be the elders of the people, and officers over them, and bring them unto the tabernacle of the congregation, that they may stand there with me. And I'll come down and talk with thee there. And I'll take of the spirit which is upon me, and I'll put it upon them. I'll put it upon them. And I shall bear the burden of the people with thee, that thou bearest, and not thyself alone. And say thou unto the people, sanctify yourselves against tomorrow. For ye have wept in the ears of the Lord, saying, who shall give us flesh to eat? For it was well with us in Egypt, therefore the Lord will give you flesh, and you shall eat. You shall not eat 1 day, nor 2 days, nor 5 days, neither 10 days, nor 20 days, but even a whole month, until they come out of your nostrils, and it be loathsome because that ye have despised the Lord, which is among you, and have a word before him, saying, why came we forth out of Egypt? And Moses said, the people among whom I am are 600,000 of men, and thou hast said, I will give them flesh that they meat a whole month. Shall the flocks and the herds be slain for them to suffice them? Or shall all the fish of the sea be gathered together for them to suffice them? The Lord said unto Moses, the Lord's hand wax short. Thou shalt see now whether my word should come to pass unto thee or not. And Moses went out and told the people the words of the Lord, and gathered the 70 men of the elders of the people, and set them round about the tabernacle. And the Lord came down in the cloud and spake unto him, and took of the spirit that was upon him, and gave it unto the 70 elders. The king of that, when the spirit rested upon them, they prophesied and did not cease, but the remainder to the men in the camp. The name of the one was Eldad, and the name of the other Medad, and the spirit rested upon them, and they were of them that were written, but went not out unto the tabernacle, and they prophesied in the camp. And they ran a man and told Moses, and said, Eldad and Medad do prophesy in the camp, and Joshua the son of Nun, the servant of Moses. This young men answered and said, my Lord Moses, forbid them. Moses said unto them, maybe it's now for my sake that we God that all the lords that you were promised, and the Lord would put his spirit unto them. And Moses gathered them into the camp, even the elders of Israel, and they went forth the wind from the Lord, and brought quails from the sea, and let them fall by the camp as it were a day's journey on this side, as it were a day's journey on the other side, around about the camp, and as it were 2 cubits high upon the face of the earth. And all the people stood up all that day and all that night. On the next day, and they gathered the quails. He that gathered leaves gathered 10 homers, and they spread them all abroad for themselves round about the camp, while the flesh was yet between their teeth. It was shoot, the wrath of the Lord was kindled against the people, and the Lord smote the people with a very great plague. And he called the name of that place Kibroth Hattava, because there they buried the people that lusted, and the people journeyed from Kibroth Hattava unto Hazeroth, and abode at Hazeroth. Numbers 12. And Miriam and Aaron spake against Moses because of the Ethiopian women whom he married. For he married an Ethiopian woman, and they said, hath the Lord indeed spoken out by Moses, hath he not also by us? And the Lord had heard it. Now the man Moses was very meek by all the men that were upon the face of the earth. And the Lord spake suddenly against unto Moses and unto Aaron and unto Miriam, come out ye three unto the tabernacle of the congregation. And they three came out. The Lord came down in the pillar of the cloud, and stood in the door of the tabernacle, and called Aaron and Miriam. Then they both came forth, and he said, hear now my words. If there be a prophet among you, I the Lord will make myself known unto you, unto him in a vision, and will speak unto him in a dream. But my servant Moses is not so, who is faithful in all mine house. So with him will I speak out mouth to mouth, even apparently, and not in dark speeches, and the similitude of the Lord shall be behold. Moreover, then were ye not afraid to speak against my servant Moses, and the anger of the Lord was kindled against him, and he departed, and the cloud departed from off the tabernacle. And behold, Miriam became leprous, white as snow, and Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous. And Aaron said unto Moses, alas, my Lord, I beseech thee, lay not the sin upon us, wherein we have done foolishly, and wherein we have sinned, let her not be as one dead, of whom the flesh is half consumed, when he cometh out of his mother's womb. And Moses cried unto the Lord, saying, heal her now, O God, I beseech thee. The Lord said unto Moses, if her father had thus met in the face, should she not be ashamed? 7 days, let her be shut out from the camp. 7 days, and after that, let her be received in again. If Miriam was shut out from the camp 7 days, the people journeyed not till Miriam was brought in again. And after the people removed from Hazeroth and pitched in the wilderness of Paran. Numbers 13. The Lord spake unto Moses, saying, send thou men that they may search the land of Canaan, which I give unto the children of Israel. Of every tribe of their fathers shall he send a man, every one a ruler among them. And Moses by the command of the Lord sent them from the wilderness of Paran. All these men were heads of the children of Israel, and these were the names of the tribe of Reuben, Shamu the son of Zachar of the tribe of Simeon, Shaphat the son of Hori of the tribe of Judah, Caleb the son of Jephunneh of the tribe of Issachar, Egal the son of Joseph of the tribe of Ephraim, Oshir the son of Nun of the tribe of Benjamin, Palti the son of Raphu of the tribe of Zebulun, Gadiel the son of Sodi of the tribe of Joseph, named of the tribe of Manasseh, Gadi the son of Susi of the tribe of Dan, Amiel the son of Gamali of the tribe of Asher, Sether the son of Michael of the tribe of Naphtali, Nabi the son of Ophsi of the tribe of Gad, Gul the son of Maki. These are the names of the men which Moses sent to spy the land. And Moses called Oshir the son of Nun, Jehoshua. And Moses sent to spy the land of Canaan, and said, get you up this way southward, and go up into the mountain, and see the land, what it is, and the people that dwell therein, whether they be strong or weak, if you're many, and what the land is, what the land is that they dwell in, whether it be good or bad, and what cities they be they dwell in, whether in tents or in strongholds, and what the land is, whether it be fat or lean, whether there be wood therein or not, and be of good courage, and bring in the fruit of the land. And now the time was the time of the first ripe grapes. So they went up and searched the land from the wilderness of Zin unto Rehob as men come to Hamath. And ascended by the south, it came unto Hebron, where Haman, Shishai, and Talmai, the children of Anak, were. The Hebron was built 7 years before Zoan in Egypt. And they came onto the brook of Eshcol, and they cut down from thence a branch with on the cluster of grapes, and they bare it between two for himself. And they brought the pomegranates and the figs. The place was called the brook of Eshcol because of the cluster of grapes which the children of Israel cut down from thence. They returned from such a land after 40 days, and they went and came to Moses and to Aaron unto the congregation of the children of Israel unto the wilderness of Paran, to Kadesh, and brought back a word unto them and unto the congregation to show them the fruit of the land. And they told him and said, we came unto land whither thou sentest us, and surely it floweth with milk and honey, and this is the fruit of it. And nevertheless the people be stronger, the dry of the land, and the cities walled and very great. And moreover, we saw the children of Anak there. The Amalekites dwell in the land of the south, and the Hittites and the Jebusites and the Amorites dwell in the mountains, and the Canaanites dwell by the sea and by the coast of Jordan. And Caleb stilled the people before Moses and said, let us go up at once and possess it, for we are well able to commit of the men that went up with him, so we've been not able to go up against the people, for they are stronger than we. And they wrote up an evil report of the land which they had searched unto the children of Israel, saying, the land through which we have gone to search it is the land that eateth out the hamlets thereof on the people that we saw it. In it are men of great stature. And there we saw the giants, the sons of Anak, which come with the giants. And we were in our own sight as grasshoppers, and so we were in their sight. Verse 14. The whole congregation lifted up their voice and cried, and the people wept that night. All the children of Israel murmured against Moses and against Aaron, and the whole congregation said unto them, O God, that we died in the land of Egypt, O God, that we died in this wilderness. Wherefore hath the Lord brought us unto this land to fall by the sword, that our wives and our children should be afraid. Were it not better for us to return unto Egypt? And they said unto them, let us send captains to return unto Egypt. The Moses and Aaron fell on the faces for the assembly of the congregation of the children of Israel. And Joshua the son of Nun and Caleb the son of Jephunneh, which were of them, that searched the land, rent their clothes, and they spake unto all the company of the children of Israel, saying, the land which we passed through to search it is an exceeding good land. If the Lord delight in us, then he will bring us into this land and give it us a land which floweth milk and honey. Only rebel not ye against the Lord, neither flee the people of the land, for they have bread for us, their offences certain to depart from them. The Lord is with us, fear the not of all the congregation that bathed stone, and the stones, and the glory of the Lord appeared in the tabernacle of the congregation before the children of Israel. And the Lord said unto Moses, how long will this people provoke me, and how long will it be ere they believe me for the sins which I have sinned, which I showed them among them? I'll smite them with the pestilence and disinherit them, and will make of thee a greater nation and mightier than they. And Moses said unto the Lord, then the Egyptians should hear it, for thou broughtest up this people in thy might from among them, and they will tell it to the inhabitants of this land, for they have heard that thou, Lord, art among this people, that thou, Lord, art seen face to face, and that thy cloud standeth over them, a pillar of a cloud and a pillar of fire by night. Now if thou shalt kill all these people as one man, then the nations which have heard the fame of thee will speak, saying, because the Lord was not able to bring this people into land which he spake unto them, therefore he hath slain them in the wilderness. And now I beseech thee, let the prayer of my Lord be great, according as thou hast spoken, saying, the Lord is long suffering and great mercy, forgiving iniquity and transgression, by no means clearing the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation. Upon I beseech thee the iniquity of the people, according unto the greatness of thy mercy, and as thou hast forgiven this people from Egypt even unto now. The Lord said, I pardon according to the word, but as truly as I live, all the earth shall be filled with the glory of the Lord. Because all those men which have seen my glory and my miracles which I did in Egypt and the wilderness, and have tempted me now these 10 times, and have hearkened to my voice, surely they shall not see the land which I swore unto their fathers, neither shall any of them that rogue me see it, of my servant Caleb, because he hath another spirit with him, and hath followed me fully. Him will I bring into the land wherein he went, and the sea shall possess it, and the Amalekites and the Canaanites that dwelt in the valley. Tomorrow turn you and get you into the wilderness by the way of the Red Sea. And the Lord hath spoken to Moses and unto Aaron, saying, how long shall I bear with this evil generation which murmur against me? I have heard the murmurings of the children of Israel, which they murmur against me, say unto me, as truly as live, saith the Lord, as you have spoken in mine ears, so will I do to you. Your carcasses shall fall in this wilderness, and all the number of you, according to your whole number, from 20 years old and upward, which have numbered against me, which murmured against me. Doubtless you shall not come into the land, concerning which I swear to make you dwell therein, save Caleb the son of Jephunneh and Joshua the son of Nun. But the other ones which ye said should be a prey, then will I bring in. And they shall know the land which ye have despised, but as to your carcasses, they shall fall in this wilderness, and your children shall wander in the wilderness 40 years, and obey your whoredoms, until the carcasses will be wasted in the wilderness after the number of the days in which ye search land, even 40 days each day for a year. Shall you bear iniquities in 40 years, and you shall know my breach of promise. I, the Lord, have said, I will surely do it until this evil generation, the guys who go against me in this wilderness, they shall be consumed, and then they shall die. And the men which Moses sent to such land to be returned, made all the congregation to remember against him, by bringing up a slander upon this land, upon land, even those men that did bring up the evil report upon land, that died of the plague before the Lord. Joshua the son of Nun, and Caleb the son of Jephunneh, which were of the men that went to search the land. Still Moses told these sayings unto the children of Israel, and the people were ready, and they rose up early in the morning, and they gathered them up into the top of the mountain, saying, Lo, we be here, and we'll go up unto the place which the Lord hath promised, for we have sinned. And Moses said, Wherefore now do you transgress the command of the Lord, that it shall not prosper? Go not up, for the Lord is not among you, that ye be not spent number before your enemies, for the Amalekites and the Canaanites before you. And you shall fall by the sword because you have turned away from the Lord. Therefore, the Lord will not be with you. But they presumed to go up unto the hill and top, and nevertheless the ark of the covenant of the Lord. And Moses departed out of the camp, and then the Amalekites came down. And the Canaanites shot on that hill and smote them and discomfited them even unto Hormah. Numbers 15. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, when you come in and find your habitations which you give unto you, and make an offering by fire unto the Lord, a burnt offering or sacrifice, a peace offering, or a burnt offering or sacrifice in performing a vow, or in a free offering, or in your solemn feast, to make a sweet savour unto the Lord, all the herd or of the flock, then shall he offer this offering unto the Lord, bring a meat offering of a tenth deal of flour, mingled with the fourth part of an hin of oil. And the fourth part of a hin of wine of a drink offering shall thou prepare with a burnt offering or a sacrifice, or sacrifice for a lamb or for ram, thou shalt prepare for a meat offering 2/10 deals of flour mingled with the third part of an hin of oil. And for a drink offering, thou shalt offer the third part of a hin of wine for a sweet savour unto the Lord. And when preparest the bullock for a burnt offering or for sacrifice in performing a vow or a peace offering unto the Lord, then shall he bring the bullock a meat offering of 3/10 deals of flour mingled with half an hin of oil.